And here we go. We're just about to get started, everybody, with the 40-day kickoff. How
I'm so
excited are you,
excited.
Rana? Here we go. We're going to hit record. Everybody, come on in. Oh,
Good
it's
morning. Good
it's
afternoon. Good evening.
welcome everyone to I don't know, Rana, how many of these kickoff meetings have we done?
I don't know. We got to be in double digits now.
Yeah, but this one's very, very special. You know why?
Because
Because
it's
Lisa.
now.
Why?
Well, because Lisa is going to take us. Lisa's coming back on the fold, aren't you, Lisa? Let's bring you in. Really excited. So excited for your yes. We are heading towards 700 people that have already registered for this journey. And oh, uh, by the by the way, in case I forget, registration officially closes for the group journey Sunday evening. So this is Friday morning. If you have anyone that you want to take this journey with, or you think will find it of value, they have only until Sunday, midday, early evening, and then registration closes. Um, because we do this 40 days together energetically,
Yeah.
and there's something really valuable in that. Ron and I will come back again towards the end and give you some of the tech stuff, but right now it's just going to hand it over to Lisa Natoli. Most of you, I think everybody knows who you are, Lisa. We just love you and thank you so much for being here. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. This is a kickoff for the next 43 days to really devote yourself to focusing on your thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations. This is all going to be described in the materials that will be in your member area that you will receive by email. And very grateful to Cindy Krupp and Ronna Marin. Thank you so much. This 40-day program continues to be available because of these two in the Center for Awakening. So this is a program that used to be a paid coaching program. I started this 40-day program back in 2009, which is so crazy. It feels like yesterday. And I worked with people one-on-one, and it was 6 weeks. People paid money, and I gave 6 one-hour coaching programs, sessions individually on Skype. Remember Skype back then? And all I could kind of physically handle back then was like 14 people at a time because everybody was on different time zones. I was scheduling 1 hour per person per week. Um, and I created it as an audio program back then. And it's based on giving yourself a space to really investigate within the way Jesus did 2000 years ago. This is not a religious program. I am not religious at all. And what happened was I started to really kind of hear that voice that was saying, I want this to be available to more people. And I wanted it to be free. I wanted people to really be able to experience your true nature. And so when Bill and I started the Teachers of God Foundation, which is now called the Center for Awakening, this was the very first thing that we did. Like I created brand new videos, practices. And so it's amazing to me that it carries on. I updated the program in, I want to say it was like 2017, maybe. You're going to see I have very short hair in the videos, but the content is still the same. It's the same message that can change your life. So I'm just going to swing over into the gallery view here and see who's here. Hi, everyone. This is a live program, okay? It's offered live, and it's only offered live usually once a year now. sometimes 2 times a year, but it's been, just kind of when it comes up. So welcome. And if you know people who you think might be interested in this, please tell them. Because like Cindy said, it's closing the doors this Sunday. So what I just really want to say is give yourself the space. And, I have a calendar. I use a paper calendar. And I would mark down the dates, 43 days, like being back in school again. Like to really, this kickoff today, I would love if you felt a sense of this is your beginning, that this is where it starts. This isn't just like, oh, la, 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 I'm going to get videos. Like, really allow yourself to feel like Jesus did 2,000 years ago when he was working as a carpenter. He was born into circumstances that were quite different from what we're born into. Like, Jesus was born into a family that was speaking of angels and a special function and purpose, that he was the chosen one. Like his mother had already was already hearing a voice, had already seen angels, and Jesus came into this world as a very young boy being told of the mystical and the metaphysical. And most of us didn't have that, right? Like we weren't born into circumstances where we were nurtured and we weren't told of this light. We weren't told of a special function. We were told that we're bodies and we're not good enough and you got to work hard and you got to make stuff happen and be quiet and stop talking and why are you doing that? And that's what we were born into. And so and then Jesus studied as a teenager with the masters of the Far East. He went to India and he studied as a boy and in his early 20s all the the great teachings. He was instructed, and then he went back to his hometown and he was a carpenter. He had to provide for the family like all of us, bills to pay, the usual. And his father had passed away, so he was kind of the sole breadwinner. And he knew, though, there's something more, right? How many of you know there's something more, right? There's something more than this limited 3D experience of born into the body, work a job, maybe get some vacations, and then you die. I mean, that sounds depressing, but that's kind of the story of this world. It's like we struggle, we have moments of happiness, we mostly struggle, we live our lives in confusion and doubt, and then we put things on the calendar that maybe are exciting, like maybe something to look forward to. And then we start to age, people around us die, or they get sick, and then we die. Like as a very young girl, this didn't make any sense to me. I was like, okay, I don't know. Like, and I was somebody in my 20s who was super good at manifesting. I got really good at the law of attraction, using the mind to manifest. I manifested an amazing job in New York City in publishing. I manifested an amazing apartment in Park Slope, Brooklyn. I manifested this great relationship with this awesome guy. I just could manifest all sorts of cool things. And thankfully, at a young age, I saw that's not it. And for me, that stopped working. I actually got to a point when I was about 25. I couldn't manifest anymore. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And now I know is that we're not here to manifest. We're here to wake up. We're here for this awakening to our true nature. And my entire life since then has really been this journey of discovery. Like, really, I've never really been interested in exploring the outer, even though I go places. I've traveled a lot. I've done the Camino 2 times. I've been around the world. But I was never really interested in that so much. I was interested in the journey of discovery of what's within. Okay? Like, I want you to feel like this is your time, 43 days as an explorer of the inner landscape, to be an adventurer, and to really use this time to follow my instruction. I've been to the land you want to go to, peace and happiness. I live here now, and I'm still in a body. This experience isn't when you die. This experience is available to everyone right here, right now, where you can really begin to access a realization of your true nature, your eternal true nature. And what I'm going to invite you to do in these, I say 43 days. So when Jesus left being a carpenter and he knew something more, I have to go find out. He left being a carpenter. He like made this decision, done with the old life. That's what today is. Today is this decision to go into this quiet space, to say, okay, whatever's come up to now, all good. But now I want to really spend time in a quiet space. And he went into the desert. And what I find interesting, I'm not religious, but when I was in my 30s, I actually did study the Bible for the first time. I studied the metaphysics of the Bible. I know metaphysics of the Bible, but I spent years like studying what things mean. And some of that you're going to get in the 40 days. But he didn't know it was going to be 40 days. He just wanted to go kind of sit for however long it took. And it took 40 days until that realization, I and the Father are one. So the Bible uses these kind of religious terms like the Father. I Where I am right now, I'm not a big fan of the Christian terminology too much, but I do use it in the 40-day program. I use the term God, and God is another name for ourself, our true nature, which is infinite and eternal and powerful, pure power, pure presence, pure love. That's what you are. But we believe we're a body. We believe I'm limited, I'm weak, I'm frail, I'm sick, I'm suffering. These people are doing things. I don't have any money. And so Jesus allowed himself this space to be tempted, what the Bible calls the devil. There is no devil. The devil, the metaphysics of the word devil, Satan, is your own body beliefs of I am a body. You're being tempted by the thoughts you believe about yourself. That whatever, they're all different for everyone. We all have different upbringings. So your personal thoughts will be different, but it's the same for everyone, that we're tempted to go back to our body identity. So he's tempted by, I'll give you the city, I'll give you all this money, I'll give you the kingdom, I'll give you better health, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. And he was so devoted because he knew it wasn't going to give him what he really wanted, which was realization of self, realization of God, and this lasting happiness and peace, which the masters of India and Buddha and from since time began have been telling us about. It's available to all of us. And yet many of us are like, I don't know how, where, I don't know how to find it. Well, this program can help you. And it's free. We're actually not selling anything when you get to the end of it. I am doing a class in September, this September, um, for the Center for Awakening. That's going to start on, I think, September 9th. But this is not a lead-in program for you. This is just something that Bill Free and I, my husband, we wanted to offer it. We offer it as a gift. You can do it by yourself, self-study if you want. You'll get all the videos, you'll get all the practices. If you want to do it in community, that's what this group journey is about. Cindy and Rana will tell you about that, where for this July, August, you're going to get access to like live Zoom calls, a Facebook group. You can be with the group, but you don't have to. I did it really by myself. My journey was very for me, I found it too distracting to be with other people at the time. So, but it's up to you. Everyone's got different ways of how um how you want to be supported in the next 43 days. So, before I hand it back off to Cindy and Rana, I just want to say that the 43 days is 3 days of preparation, which starts now. So you're preparing yourself to go into the quiet space, which is this weekend. Okay. Like in the calendar year, it's Friday. I'm looking July 19th, 2024. And your 40-day kind of starts on Monday. But this weekend, and you're going to receive the videos from me, the emails, is a place of really clearing out your physical space. Don't like obsess about it. Just get ready to kind of have an experience. Tell maybe your family members, hey, look, I'm doing this program. I'm probably going to be watching a video for half an hour a day. I want to practice. I want to kind of give it my all. Um, you might want to kind of clear out old stuff, like if you look around your space and whatever, but no, don't make it a big deal. Don't feel like, oh my God, I have to clean my closet, I have to clean my house. No, you don't have to do anything. But the getting ready part physically is to prepare you for the inner transformation. It's kind of symbolic of a new life for you. It's just kind of like looking around at your current life and saying, okay, this is where I am right now. This is my life as the carpenter. This is my world where I struggle and I work hard and I don't feel good about myself and I have grievances and I worry and I'm in doubt. This is the world that I see now. And to allow yourself this really open space to have something new occur for you. And so there's a commitment letter, and I'm not going to go through it right now, but I just want to say that it's just a one page. You can either download it, you can print it if you want. It's just a commitment letter that you're going to complete the whole thing. Because the reason I put this commitment letter in here, I've worked with thousands of people. Okay. We have offered this program many times. Thousands have taken it, which I'm so grateful for. And there's one thing that happens every single time, every time. And it happens pretty much 100% across the board to everyone, where in the transformation, because we live in an energy pattern of grievances, resentments, not good enough. It's an energy pattern. And when you make a commitment to start to go through the transformation within an awakening, the energy starts to move and the mind gets afraid. And the way the mind deals with the change is to either say, I don't like that Lisa Natoli. She's so irritating. Oh, I don't have time for this. Oh my God, that God word. I hate that God word. I'm not doing this anymore. There's going to be a million excuses. I guarantee it. I guarantee you can mark my words right now is that something's going to come up within the next 43 days where the mind is going to tell you through this program, or you're just going to stop doing it. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've done programs before where thousands have started with it and only like 100 or so are left at the end. I want you to be the one that goes through the whole thing because magic happens when you stand in your fear, when you stand in the place where the mind, that's the devil tempting you to not finish. Finish. I just invite you to put it in the calendar. And I'm going to tell you the date. I'm going to tell you the date that Cindy and Rana and I just came up with a date. Um, you can write these down if you want. I'm looking at my calendar. Let's see, where are we? The halfway, we're going to do another Zoom call like this one halfway through. But with that one, I'm going to take questions. So that one's going to be interactive. That one is on July, ah, August.
August.
Funny. August 12th, I think. August 12th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We will have another Zoom call. That's going to be like halfway. And then um, close to the end is going to be August 29th at 2 p.m. And that's going to be right before Labor Day. Bill and I are going to Texas for a family reunion. So we're going to have a call on that day. But if you can, just say, okay, it's July 19th right now, and I'm going to commit to this process for these 40 days until just call it September 1st. So I'm just going to swing over to the gallery here. And how many of you feel you can commit to all 40 days? Yay! And so when you get that letter, sign it because mark my words, we're gonna hit a point in this, and it's just gonna. I understand. I buy programs or I start them, and then I just lose interest. I'm like, nah, whatever. This one, this one can be life changing. I tell you, your life can change so dramatically where you access the absolute peace and joy that very few people have talked about in time and space that's available. And very few people take this journey. They just don't emerge out of suffering. And I'm telling you, is that it can be you. So I'm going to give it back to Cindy and Rana. There you are.
Don't go too far, Lisa, because in a little bit we're going to ask you what the difference between the false way and the true way of being is.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Very good.
Let's take care. I'm going to unspotlight you for just a few minutes.
Okay.
Hey, Rana.
Hi, Cindy. I'm excited.
So um I want to just add my voice and Rana, whatever you want to say about some of the things that Lisa just spoke to from our perspective. And for the record, I am a living, breathing testimonial of the power of this program. Um, somebody sent me an email. I had made a comment in general that I was going to make the year 2018 the year of the miracle. And somebody said, well, if you want a miracle, then you have to do Lisa Natoli's 40-day to transformation. And something just lit up when I got that email. So when I keep telling people, send this to your friends, it completely rocked my world. I said, yes, it's free, right? And I also want to commit. I also want to confess that the first time I did the 40-day, I did it kind of half-assed. I didn't sit and do all. I felt I was too busy. One of the things Lisa asks you to do is commit 20 to 30 minutes for God every day. At the time, I didn't think I had that kind of time, and I was listening to her audios in the car and thinking about it. I spent a lot of time in 2018 thinking about it. But can I tell you, I did that every single day. I did the best I could. I did the best I could every single day. And that was the beginning of 2018. And by the summer of 2018, I was working for the Teachers of God Foundation. And there was money in the bank. And there wasn't when I started. So every aspect, I'm here now because somebody sent me an email and I said yes. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say relative to Lisa's share is I got the hair. People that are here that know me know that when the hair starts standing up on my arm, it means that what I'm about to say is for at least one of the people who are hearing and for me. Um, the key aspect of the 40-day journey is that we're asked to take all of our problem solving, everything we think we need to figure out, and put it on shelf for 43 days. People don't have any idea how addicted they are to searching for solutions for problems the ego mind creates. 43 days, just for 40 days, we're asked to shelve problem solving. We're asked to rest more. We're asked to play more. You would think that we're asking people to run barefoot over hot coals, to stop telling our victim story. And if you only knew how bad my life is story, and if I could just share with you how awful today was, you would understand why I can't let it go story. They're all the same. And all we're doing is asking people to stop doing it for 40 days. And it's very, very, very uncomfortable for a lot of us. And it's transformational because we're addicted to our stories. And for 40 days is enough time to change a habit, to change an addiction. And so being asked to let that go, to play more, to stop telling our stories for 40 days, it can feel really hard and it changes everything. So that's the second thing I wanted to say about commitment. The third thing I want to say, there's a couple of comments. We're not ready to change the way we do things, so we're not going to start a WhatsApp group. And this 40-day program is not actually a manifesting program. It's actually a take a break and just be program. So we don't really talk about manifesting here. We talk about rest and relaxation and so that's the answer to that question. Yeah. The other thing, Ronnie, we were talking before, these 3 days between now and Sunday they really are prep days. And so this is when we ask you to invite your friends. This is when we ask you to clean a space in your head. Sometimes I've watched people not get started because they got hung up about having to clear a space. And I tell them just delete 10 emails. It's symbolic. Um, and so, and also I wanted to let you know that we're listening. You don't need the Facebook page, but you'll get an invitation to join it. And you'll notice it's a very, very, very clean page, meaning that the only thing that Ron and I allow to hang out there is whatever we're doing relative to the 40-day. We don't have links to anything else. We don't have quotes from anyone else other than Lisa Natoli. We don't post music, which is a little, unless every once in a while Cindy does it anyway, because she's a little addicted to it, and no one deletes anything Cindy posts. But we literally keep it really, really clean. And we ask you in the Facebook, you'll notice that posts will be deleted because we're being asked not to help each other either, which is another addiction that we're cleared. We can post saying, I'm having a really hard day today. And that in itself is cleansing. But we ask you not to help anybody, to just hold space for people. The other thing, before I hand it over for whatever you want to say, Rana, and then hand it back to Lisa to talk about the false way versus the true way, is the other thing that happens, especially in these first couple of days. I just want to let you know from a technical standpoint, you do not need to wait for the daily email to open your daily assignment. Every day, there's something that opens in the program that will give you an audio and a write-up and a video and sometimes PDFs. The emails come later. And especially in the first couple of days where we're bringing people in, they can come later still. So we apologize to anyone who's waiting for the email, and every group journey we get can you send the email earlier, and that's a little bit out of our control, and especially since we have people all over the world. The day's program opens independent of that email. So when you wake up in the morning, if you're in Europe or if you're wherever you are, go ahead, you'll notice, because we actually open up the next day's program Eastern Standard Time sometime after midnight. So it's going to be waiting for you. So you don't have to wait for emails. Emails can be a little inconsistent for lots of reasons. All right, Rana, what else?
What else? Well, I just want to welcome everybody. I'm very excited for this journey. Give you a little background on myself. I took this journey exactly 4 years ago for the very first time. At the beginning of 2020, I said to a good friend of mine, man, I just want a little joy in my life. And soon after that statement, I clicked on something on Facebook and up popped Lisa Natoli in the 40-day. And I signed up, and grateful that I did, because I personally had a transformation that was like a bridge to a jump off to a life that I could never have imagined at that point. My pointing comes from I have a daughter who has cerebral palsy, pretty profound, and at the end of 2019 and 20, she was physically becoming more ill as the time went on, and I was at my wit's end, powerless, could not fix her. And like I said, there was no joy. And so with the 40-day, which I committed to right from the beginning, because I thought to myself, my gosh, something's got to change, there's got to be a different way. Signing up for this group, the encouragement to stick with the 40 days, as has already been mentioned, the space that is held for us in not only the Facebook group, but the comment area in the member area. That's a great place to leave tidbits about how these teachings are sitting with you. We read all of those comments, and we just help each other through to stay focused on these 40 days. And I agree with Lisa. There can be that perfectionism streak, I'll call it, is what I noticed in myself. You know, if I didn't keep up with every single day, you know, there would be, oh, forget it, I'm not going to do it. Don't do that to yourself. Just pick right back up. Just pick right back up. You know, stick with us for the entire journey, because it's definitely worth it. Now, I have taken the journey a couple of times personally on my, you know, with the groups, and I plan to do that this time too. I'm all revved up to do it because each time something new is revealed and a deeper relationship with this power that Lisa spoke of becomes evident in my life. It's a power I can trust, you know, and it's a power that does bring peace and joy. And my life is totally different today compared to what it was 4 years ago. And so just want to encourage anyone that's having doubts, just do it. Just don't worry about it. And I also just wanted to point out about the schedule of things. Today is prep day 1 officially. So when you open up your email and you go into the member area, read the welcome and move through right to prep day 1 and watch that teaching. And that's where we are today. So that way, when we get to Monday, you'll be on day 1 of the 40-day and ready to go. The other thing I wanted to mention is about the declutter your space, which is spoken of on 2, and people do get stuck with that. You know, we're not asking you to completely overhaul your entire house. What I have done in the past, you know, something like Cindy spoke about, we have a small pile at the end of our counter in the kitchen. I went through that pile. I have a small pile right now that it just came to me. That's what I'm going to do. But another thing I've done is clean off the refrigerator. I don't know if you guys stick things up on your refrigerator or whatever. So I did a clean off on the refrigerator, kept all those beautiful pictures of family members. And that was just a symbolic declutter my space, right? Getting rid of a little bit of something, some of the junk to make space for these teachings to enter. And so don't get caught up on that. And I'm just excited. We have a good time in the Facebook group. And yes, it was difficult for me the first time, not to want to fix others in the Facebook group. I'll come right out and say it. You know, if Cindy says she's having a bad day, man, I got to tell her how to have a better one. But that is not what we're doing here. You know, it's about encouragement. It's about validating each other. Yes. You know, I too, or maybe having a difficulty, or I feel you, but it's not about fixing, changing, or anything else outside of this hula hoop. That's what I like to use. Stay in my hula hoop, you know, and that's where the transformation happens. And we get to watch each other transform too. It's really exciting to see the light come on in our eyes as we move through this program. Not only the light in our eyes, but the light in our heart. And so I'm excited about this, and thanks you for the opportunity to introduce myself, and we'll connect in the comments.
So, yeah, to answer Osborne, I think it was, I've lost it on the, I didn't actually say we were going to do nothing for the next 40 some odd days. I said we were going to stop trying to fix our problems. And the truth of the matter is, for most of us, until we say yes to this kind of work, that sounds like doing nothing. It's very, very different. A and B, if I have in holding space over the years for people going through the 40-day group journey, if and people, you can private message me, you can private message Rana. Rumor has it when you do that, we respond like 100% of the time. More often than not, other than I'm holding you in love, my response is some version of, go ahead and stop trying to figure it out and just do, just be willing to trust Lisa and her pointings for the next 40 days. Just stop trying to understand, stop trying to jump ahead, stop trying to fix it out. You will never understand until you experience the results of the work. probably, I don't know, what do you think, Ronna? Maybe 80, 90% of the response is some version of that when
Yeah.
people are really, really struggling in any given moment.
Yeah. Just read what is there and do what is suggested. And the more I've put into it, the more I get out, and really the commitment is a 20-minute video and then carrying some ideas throughout the day. And we're here to help, like Cindy said.
And don't make more of it than what you see. Lisa created this version of the journey for her mother, who was not a student of the course, right? And so it is designed and inspired to hit everyone. And along those lines, Lisa, if you're ready, anything that we've said that you want to add to, and I can also pull it up if you want to screen share. I'm really inspired to ask if you could speak a little bit about the false way and the new way of being, because it is part of the prep, and it's such a valuable part of the prep.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you so much, you two. Yeah. I guess the first thing I just want to say before I get into a description of the new way of being and false way of being card is just some of the comments that I'm seeing here is that what is being offered over the next 40 days, 43 days is the basics. So the world that we live in right now is kind of like it's kind of funny, but it's this whole transform your life in 7 days and get my free downloadable something to change your life in 2 weeks and 3 months and 6 months and I'm reading that right now over the last couple of years, since 2018. After this work of really noticing thoughts, feelings, sensations, that they're not me. I'm not the body. Like that was the very beginning, and that's what you're going to get in the 40-day. But I've been reading non-duality teachings for the last 6 years, maybe. I read the Bhagavad Gita. I'm now reading the Upanishads. And these are teachings from thousands of years ago in India. And what I was just reading the other day is these teachings from India thousands of years ago. The commitment was 12 years, right? That was like the beginning. Like basically your commitment is lifelong. Like this is about awakening to your true nature. Ramana Maharshi and like all these teachers that are Jesus, they're all saying a similar thing. But in the last, I don't know, 100 years, there's been this self-help movement where people have been like, "Ooh, I can transform my life in a weekend. I can like it's a false belief." So it's not that I'm not saying your life's not going to be changed. It will be changed. Like what is being offered in a 40-day program is a way for you to see what the mind has been doing that you've been unconscious to. So resentments, grievances, body, physical stuff, pain. We're not typically trained to watch the thoughts and the mind and the stories and the memories and that voice in there. You need to do something. You need to fix this, like Cindy was saying. Cindy didn't say we're not doing anything. You're going to get 43 days of practices from me where I am going to encourage you to look at stuff, to let go of things, to see things differently, to love yourself, to change your perspective of how you see yourself, others, and the world. So you are invited to do things. The difference is that I'm inviting you to do it from a place of observation and resting and relaxing, and not from a place of quote unquote doing. It's I know it's that, well, what are you saying? You're telling us to do practices and now you're telling us it's non-doing. It's more like that you're you're going to start to notice so much. You're going to start to really see like the victim thing. That's a really good example, is many of us do not see that our victim story has been serving us. We don't see it. And once you see it, you can then choose, oh, okay, I don't really need to act like I don't need to blame myself or others anymore. So that's a doing but a non-doing. It's like you're observing something, and once it's seen, like something else that's offered in here, but it's just kind of bonus, is I was out, I don't like the word alcoholic, quite honestly, but I was drinking every single day in my 20s and I couldn't quit. I tried quitting for 5 years. I didn't do AA. I just kept trying to fix. I didn't want to drink. I started smoking cigarettes and I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to be a cigarette smoker. And I would say I'm done drinking. I'd pour vodka down the drain. I'd rip up my cigarettes and douse them in water so I wouldn't go dig them out of the trash, and I would stay sober for months. But then something would happen and I would find myself back in the liquor store and um the cigarette store, and I'd be so frustrated. Like, why can't I quit? I'm so successful in everything else. I'm somebody who can do anything. I get everything done. Why can't I do this? And it was in 2001, so 23 years ago. Um, I just relaxed on the issue. I was like, "Huh, I'm just a drinker, I guess. I'm just gonna be a smoker. Um, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it anymore. I'm not gonna judge myself about it anymore. I don't want to drink. I don't really like it. I don't really like waking up on the bathroom floor because I think I'm gonna vomit. I don't like feeling hungover, but I'm not going to judge myself anymore. And literally, alcohol, the desire to drink and the desire to smoke cigarettes disappeared. I have had zero desire to smoke or drink in all these years. I don't want it. People will say, "Well, why you can drink? You're not a body, you're free." I'm like, I don't want to. It'd be like if somebody offered me a glass of Clorox. Oh, just have a sip. It's like, I don't want it. I really don't want it. That's how things can change, where the sufferer disappears. The one that's sick and acting like a victim disappears. Gone. Just gone. So, but that's why I don't really call myself alcoholic. I just was like, in terms of how the world would call it, yep, I was. But it disappeared so completely that I know what's possible. I know what's possible for people. And this is the beginning. So the new way of being, false way of being card, which is going to be in your member area. I don't think it's there now, is it, Cindy? Might be there tomorrow.
It's day two, but I can pull it up and share the screen if you find that useful, Lisa. Just give me the word.
I'm just reading a comment. This is not a manifesting class. I told that story at the beginning of this call to demonstrate that manifesting it's not it. There's something so much greater than trying to use your mind to manifest. So this is definitely not a manifesting class. Um, it's just that's not what I teach. But the if you want to put it up, you can, Cindy, if you have something. Um, the old way of being card is where you're going to see where you are now and the things you just typically do. So these are my cards. These are my cards from a couple years ago, or actually more than a couple years ago now. But this is what I did. I was complaining, I procrastinated, I felt weak, afraid, full of doubt. I was sick physically and in pain for many years, from 2013 to 2018. And I just was like, I'm weak, I'm frail, I'm powerless, I'm sick, I felt guilty all the time. I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I felt like I was failing everyone. I was lazy. I was distracted. I was always wishing my life would change. So here's my card. Here's my card of how I saw myself, how, and I didn't question it. I just was like, yep, I have to, if I don't do something, nothing's going to happen. I have to work hard. Um, so I invite you to write your own card. No, don't judge it and don't try to make it sound better. This is for you. No one's going to see this card. If you want to post it in the Facebook group and you feel like people seeing it, go ahead. Now, and then this true way of being card, if you can just scroll that up, Cindy, is let us declare the truth as often as we can. So the truth is that we are eternal and changeless. We are pure being. We are pure love. We are the power of God. We are the presence of God. We are awareness. We are consciousness, whatever word you call it. That's what we are. And so to write this new way of being card. So I'm a child of God. I'm loved, lovable, cared for, protected, safe, powerful, strong, certain, unlimited. I am spirit. The peace of God is shining in me now. I want to tell you something on that one. I use this one to this day. If ever I have an issue, any kind of thing that's kind of grabbing my attention, that's kind of like a money issue or a relationship issue or something that's disturbed my peace, this is the one I use. This is my go-to that I remember. I quickly remember, oh, wait, the peace of God is shining in me now. And I experience that peace shining in me now. And I want to tell you that when you do that, when you really allow yourself to rest, the love of God is shining in me now. It dissolves the thought. It absolutely dissolves whatever you've been thinking about. So, these are just some ideas. I'm not going to read the rest here, but this is, you'll get that card in the member area so you can read it at your leisure. But coming up with the things for yourself that are true. What's true about you? What's false about you? Um, so I'm going to leave it at that. I want you guys to just really enjoy yourself, like really allow yourself to have fun with it, And I think probably the most important thing is don't try to get it perfect. And also you don't have to rush either because the videos aren't going down. They're not going down in 43 days. How much time are they left up, Cindy?
Oh, well, the program remains open.
But the,
People
the
can,
videos, how long do people have access to them?
the 40-day videos, they could
Yeah,
go back and watch them over and over again.
for like a year, 2 years, forever.
Well, the Center for Awakening is part of the temporary manifestation within consciousness. So I don't know, but there's no intended plan to take it
Mm,
down.
okay.
The Facebook group shuts down
The
and cleans
Facebook
up.
group shuts down, right? And then, but the videos, you have at least a year, but they're probably going to be up forever. I know my videos that because I always sign up, so I get the email, see where everybody's at is, um, so you don't have to rush. If you go take a vacation, it's summertime right now, and you go away for a week and you just want to not do them, take off. Don't do it. Just get back to it. Just go really say, okay, I'm gonna pick it up. But see if you can do it on a holiday. Like if you can just get in the morning just to wake up and but if not, don't worry about it. Don't pressure yourself. Just allow yourself to make the commitment that you're going to finish the 40 days. And you don't have to finish it in 40 days, but to make the commitment, I'm going to get to the end. And you want to know why? Because at the end, there's something called the Great Discovery. It's the last one. And you want to get there. You want to get to the greatest discovery. And I just so grateful you're here. I'm just so happy that you're taking this journey. And I really invite you, if you have a mailing list, social media account, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are, to just post an invitation to people to come. That just to really just join. This is it. Thank you, Cindy and Rana. I love you. All of you. Nice to see all of you.
Mwah. We'll see you again. Love us.
Love us.
See you soon, Cindy. Thanks, Lisa.